John, the Manchester United story won't go away. Now, 2-0 down on Saturday night, 5:30, home to Newcastle, and deservedly 2-0 down, to be honest. But they did find the spirit in the second half to win 3-2. We have to bear in mind that Newcastle were third and bottom of the league, and you're not playing Real Madrid here. What did you make of it?
Well, it was a good second half, obviously aiming to come back and win, no matter who you're playing against. I think Newcastle were always going to find a way to lose, to be quite honest, but that's by the way. As far as Manchester United are concerned, it was a very, very good win for them. But I think there could be a big price being paid for this particular win, because what's coming out now, that a lot of players had their say in the dressing room at half time. What I read, and led by Pogba. In other words, but that's deadly for a manager, Eamon. Deadly. In other words, the manager Mourinho has surrendered his own authority. So what's going to happen in the next match? Before it starts, are we going to go have Pogba and the players saying, "No, I think we should play the way we played the other night in the second half"? And Mourinho, to be fair, has been a great manager. And one of the reasons he's been a great manager, he's been in control. He's been in control of the transfer system. He's who comes into the club, who goes out the club. And I can't imagine anybody at Chelsea or any other clubs he's been at coming in at half time telling him what we should be doing.
Well, anarchy starts, Liam, doesn't it, with the start of anarchy, and I play for enough bad clubs and teams to know what it is. It's when the players start standing up and saying how they want to play.
It can happen, but sometimes if the manager's lost the grip, the players need to stand up and take that decision. I remember John talking to me many a time about Jimmy Armfield at Leeds. He didn't really have the authority that Revie had, and in many ways the players got a grip of the situation. I think the same happened at Liverpool, and the great team that Liverpool had in the 80s with Souness and Hansen. They had real leadership on the pitch, but they were in harmony with the manager. Whereas I think United now, the players just want. A lot of the players just want to see the back of him, and I still wouldn't be surprised, even though they fought back and they got a tremendous win against Newcastle. I still wouldn't be surprised if he goes in this international break. I think there's probably a crunch meeting in the offing, and I wouldn't be surprised if they part company then.
Just a couple of things to say to you guys. Antonio Valencia, who's been captain of the team, he posted a like. There was a post on the internet saying Mourinho should go. Antonio Valencia posted a like. He was left out of the squad altogether for the game on Saturday. Now, he's a good pro, and you'd be surprised that. The other thing that's interesting, John,
Eamon, can you explain that to John and I, because we're a bit behind the times when it comes.
I know about it, Liam.
John knows.
Means he wants Mourinho out.
He was supporting the person who sent the tweet, who posted the tweet, and it wasn't a good idea because he didn't even get on the bench, having captained the side for the previous game. But there's one other factor in the Mourinho equation, and before I let you, John, I know you want to answer what the point Liam made about Hansen and Souness and you and Billy Brenner standing up as opposed to Paul Pogba standing up. But however, Real Madrid are having a nightmare. They haven't won for 4 matches. They lost away to Alaves, who are a really small Spanish team, at the weekend. The fact that is their new coach is already under pressure, and there is talk in the last 24 hours that Mourinho might be going back to Real Madrid. So, well, it looked as if...
You're having a laugh, Eamon. You're having a laugh.
No, he's not laughing, Liam, I can tell you.
Well, come on. They were glad to see the back of him. The fans would revolt if he went anywhere near that club.
Well,
You're kidding me, aren't you?
I'm not. I'm only reporting what I read in the newspapers, which is... Anyway, John, the point is, I suppose, to just take Liam's point, that he might go in this transfer window. Now it looks like he might have somewhere to go, because Perez, the Real Madrid president, is notoriously whimsical, and you can be gone after 3 or 4 defeats, but to lose at home to Alaves is a real shock.
Yeah, well,
to lose away.
To lose to them anywhere, I think it's a shock in Spain. Anything can happen, Eamon. And I tell you what might actually put the nail in his coffin: his response and his behaviour after the match. Mourinho was disgraceful. Yeah, he's making certain gestures to the crowd, which in Portuguese is very, very rude, to say the least. Yeah. From what we read, the players did what they did at half time. He also said that Rashford and the other lad were scared.
McTominay
were scared.
Yeah, he named young players, which is unforgivable.
After winning the match, and then calling it a witch hunt on him and all the various things.
What he was effectively saying is, "I'm a big boy," he said in their exact words. "I'm a big boy. I can handle pressure, but these young guys who are playing for me can't." Yeah. Now that was an unfair distinction after coming back and sort of heroically in the circumstances getting the 3 points.
But he did take them off. You know, you know what I mean? And he said they weren't able for the crowd to get them. And the witch hunt, it was the witch hunt all the time. And what he was sort of saying was, like he usually does, I've done everything right. This is a witch hunt. I mean, it's unfair. And to be fair to Ferdinand, and Scholes responded well. Ferdinand said, "I don't care what he says. I'm only reporting what's happening on the pitch."
This is on the BT panel. And Paul Scholes is a very good panelist, a very candid.
And he's straight, and he said it. And Ferdinand said the same thing. But what I'm saying is that despite the fact that they won the match, as Liam said, I would agree with him in many ways. It won't be necessarily the result that will save him. It'll be his behaviour afterwards, which will get rid of him.
Okay.